welcome back to a little bit of Calm and Crazy. My name is Jennifer, and today I have some super simple and easy patriotic themed DIYs to share with you. What I love about today's DIYs is not only are they great for your patriotic themed decor, but a couple of them will move right on into Christmas for you. Yep, jumping the gun, thinking ahead, but I think that's really important because I don't know about you, but I don't have unlimited space, and anything that can work for more than one holiday is a bonus for me. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you'll take a moment and introduce yourself in the comments below. If you're returning, I'm so glad that you are back. I'm always appreciative that you take the time to watch my videos. If you have not hit that subscribe button, but you enjoy budget-friendly decors, I hope that you'll consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you like this video, please make sure that you give it a big thumbs up. If you don't know it, you can follow me on Instagram. It is a little bit of Calm and Crazy over there, just like it is here, and let's go ahead and just jump right on into it.
For the first project, you will need the star-shaped vase and some paint. I am using RUST-OLEUM Ultra Matte in white. I will have a complete supply list for you below in the description box. Now go ahead and get into a well-ventilated area and spray paint your star with an even coat of the spray paint. You will need to give it 2 to 3 coats to make sure that it is completely covered. Once it has dried, you can leave it there, or you can go in with Waverly's Wax and Antique to give it a little bit more dimension and warmth. You're going to take the wax around the different edges and high points of the star, and as you do it, you are also going to then go in with your paper towel and you are going to rub it in, and it will be a process where you will add wax onto the star and then you will rub it in with your paper towel, and you will just go back and forth until you get your desired look, until you're happy with the distressing look that you want to create. And you will do this on the inside of the star as well as on the outside of the star. You will see that I go back and forth and I go in different directions, and I'm covering up almost all of the white, but I'm doing it with just a light hand and with just a little bit of product. And I'm really doing that where only a tiny bit of that white pokes through, and I'm rubbing in the wax, and that even smears it in a little bit more, and that gives me the look that I am going for. The amount of distressing that we each like is going to be different, and that's completely okay. And we just do whatever it is that works best for us. So if you don't like this much distressing, I totally get it and I understand. And if you like it completely white, I understand that too. Once you have finished with the wax, just set it aside and let it dry, and do the exact same process with any of the other stars that you have. I like doing things in trios, so I have done 3 of these. I hope that you enjoy these. I do love that these can be pulled out for Christmas as well, and I'm really excited to do that. For the next project, you will need this trio of stars and stripes. Just remove the stars from their burlap backing. They peel straight off the back. Super simple and easy. Now you will be using Waverly Wax and Antique to give the stars a little bit more of an aged look. So I'm taking the antique wax around the edges. What I learned is I should not have done it this way. A better technique would have been to go in and do like a dry brushing technique. You just want to take a little bit of product from one side to the other and just like kind of like single strokes back and forth until you get your desired look. And I think you'll like the results of that much better than what I got. Do as I say, not as I do. Also, what I learned that just so you can know is on the white, you want to go in very gently, so a very light hand, and you will go in more aggressively on the glitter because the glitter does take a little bit more. In order to take the wax, it needs a little bit more wax, and so it's not necessarily a dry brushing, it's more of a painting onto that. And you can actually see that I'm going in much more aggressively on the glitter in order to do that. Now when you're working with the stars that have the stars, you want to go over those, and again, because mainly it's glitter, you're going to go in more aggressively, and then you're going to have to take your paper towel and you're going to have to wipe out your stars. And I did find that some of the glitter smudges kind of like paint, and so I went in with my fingernail and just kind of scraped the paint out of the way and got my little points back, and that kind of took care of that for me. And I, in the end, really loved the results that I got. So yes, I am a complete crafting geek, and I have a brand new hot glue gun to use. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that Shore Bonder sent me a whole package of goodies, and this hot glue gun has an auto shut off. We have it in our curling irons, we have it in irons, but I don't have it in a hot glue gun. So yes, that made me excited. So I'm going to be using this hot glue gun for the next step of my project. So here I have a larger paint stick that I picked up at Home Depot. They come in a pack of 3 for just under $1, and some burlap. I'm cutting the burlap almost the full length of the stick, just shy of that end where it kind of indents a little bit. And now I'm going in with my hot glue gun. I'm adding it to the top, a couple sections in the middle, and then where the burlap is ending to secure it to the stick. Now the burlap is a little bit wider than the stick, and that is completely fine. Once everything's all done, you won't even really notice that it is on the stick at all. Now it is time to adhere the stars to the burlap. So here I'm trying to decide the order that I want them, and I decide to stick with a stars and stripe with keeping the blue star in the center. Once you know your order, all you need to do is use some hot glue in order to secure your stars onto your stick. Now, the very first star is going to be hanging over the stick just a little bit, so I place the hot glue directly onto the stick and then place the star down, and you can see that the point is sticking above the stick. And then for the remaining 2 stars, I place the hot glue on to the star into the center and then place them down where the point is just slightly below the star above it. And that way you want to make sure that the stars are fairly close to each other so that you can see them once you put them into their little metal container. So here I have the squattier metal container from the Dollar Tree and some floral foam. You can use any of the metal containers from the Dollar Tree. I think any of them would look really cute with this project. I'm placing some of the white rocks in the bottom just to add some weight to make sure that this doesn't tip over at any point. Once I know that it can handle the weight of the sign, I go ahead and push it into the floral foam, and I stop where the foam and the burlap meet. To fill in a little bit of the extra gaps, I'm using some Dollar Tree bags because I have plenty of those lying around. And then to top it off, I'm going in with some Spanish moss. I love the color of this and how it works so well with the color of the twine that goes around the bucket, as well as the color of the burlap and the stars. I think that is the perfect finishing touch for this project. When I'm decorating, I'm always trying to think of different ways to get different heights, and I was so excited when I thought about doing this. I love having the stacking stars and the combination of having the stars that look just a little distressed inside the galvanized bucket. I just think that it looks so great how they all came together. I hope you like how I distressed these stars and just kind of dull down the brightness of them a little bit and give them a little bit more of a vintage vibe. For the third project, I am using this summer sign because it is square, so if you happen to see any other square sign, it will work just as well. I am also using the Support Our Troops window cling. Start off by taking some wood filler and filling in the little holes where you cut off the hanging twine from the sign, and let that set up and dry. And once it does dry, you can go in and sand that so it is flush with the sign. Now taking Waverly's chalk paint and white, go ahead and give the back of the sign one coat. Because you are using the back of the sign and not trying to cover everything, one coat will be just fine. Make sure that you also go ahead and you cover the edges. Now if you want to be a little bit extra, you can go ahead and remove the sun from the front of the sign, cut off any of the extra paper that you had around there and give it a light sanding to make it smooth, and go ahead and give the front of a sign a coat or 2 as well, so that your sign can look nice no matter where you place it in your home. So I'm laying out my cling on the board just for reference now that my board is dry, and I'm going in now with some painter's tape in order to mark and place it on to get ready to paint on some red stripes. So I'm using the painter's tape to give me a guide to know where to do the line. This is a 1-inch painter's tape. So the first piece is just to mark out where I will be painting, and the second piece is so that I won't paint past it. And I do the same thing on the bottom. I take that first piece off and I use it again as a guide to know where to lay the second piece of painter's tape down. The red that I have chosen is April Barrow's Flamenco Red in order to paint the stripes. I just gave both the top and the bottom one coat of the red, and that seemed to be enough for the look that I was going for. I really like the tone of the red. It matched the red in the Support Our Troops. After the red has dried, go ahead and peel up your tape. Is that not one of the most satisfying feelings? Am I crazy? Anyway, now it's time to secure down the cling, and so we're going in with some good old Mod Podge. I prefer using a matte Mod Podge. You can get Mod Podge from the Dollar Tree. It comes in a smaller bottle if that is what you prefer. If you don't use it as often as I do have this larger container. Go ahead and apply a thin coat over the entire board, and that will protect your board. And once you have your Mod Podge over your entire board, you're going to go ahead and place your cling down. What is important is that you pay attention to the board look that is on your United States, so that you're laying your United States down correctly, because the boards will go parallel with the board. Does that make sense? That's the only thing you need to pay attention to. Otherwise, you'll be a little bit wonky on how it lays down. Once you have it laid down, go ahead again with a little bit more Mod Podge on top of it to make sure that it is nice and secured down on your sign, and then set it aside and let it dry. Once it has dried, the final step is to go in with some twine. I took some twine around where the white and the red met. I wrapped it around 3 times and then tied a knot onto the back in order to secure that. And I did that to the top and the bottom. I love how this sign turned out. I'm so grateful for the men and women that have served and do serve in our armed forces, and I'm excited to put this as part of my patriotic decor. I hope that you love all 3 of these projects today. As always, I want to hear from you. What do you think? I want to know which one of these is your favorite. Which one do you think that you will recreate? Let me know that in the comments below. If you have not hit that subscribe button, I would love it if you do. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.